In January, we did my annual 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program where we looked at one thing you could do each day. Well, we're back with the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. In the chaotic world of 2025 and beyond, compliance will become even more important, and you staying on top of your game will help your company move forward. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
This is Tom Fox. Last week was such a hit on the Compliance Tip of the Day with my series on AI innovation and compliance. I'm going to do it again. So we're going to have another week of AI and Gen AI tools that you can use in your compliance program literally today, and they will allow you to up your game for the compliance function in 2030. Today, embedded compliance, integrating compliance into your business workflow. The embedded compliance means compliance is built into everyday workflows, providing instant in-process guidance on regulatory requirements. Rather than retrofitting compliance controls into existing systems and processes as an afterthought, organizations can and should proactively integrate compliance measures into the initial design phase of their operational structures. This approach ensures that compliance is inherently woven into the fabric of everyday operations, significantly reducing the risk of regulatory breaches and costly remediation efforts. For instance, when developing new customer onboarding processes, embedded compliance checks such as KYC, consent capture, and identity verification directly into the operational steps can prevent compliance gaps, which could lead to significant issues later. So what are some of the issues that you need to think about? Number one is the quality of data. The effectiveness of embedded compliance heavily depends on the quality and consistency of your data feeding systems. It's risk-based. And when implementing embedded compliance, particularly those solutions driven by AI, organizations should adopt a risk-based approach, initially targeting high-risk areas. Transparency. Transparency and explainability make up another essential aspect of embedded compliance, especially when using AI and automated systems. Regulators and stakeholders increasingly require clear explanations of how compliance-related decisions are made going forward. So what are your key takeaways for today? Well, today we have 5 key takeaways. Number one, embed compliance proactively into your overall business processes. Compliance should never be an afterthought. Number 2, leverage AI and predictive analytics. AI and predictive analytics should anticipate compliance issues before they materialize. AI-driven systems enable compliance teams to quickly sift through vast data sets. 3, continuous real-time monitoring. Real-time monitoring, compliance monitoring is no longer optional, it's now a necessity. Compliance professionals must advocate for this tool. 4, foster a data-driven compliance culture. Data is foundational to embedded compliance. Ensuring data integrity, eliminating silos, and fostering a culture of data are key. And regulatory collaboration. You need to be up to date with the latest regulations, and if we've seen one thing in the past 6 weeks from the Trump administration, it's a bevy of regulations, both taking place and those being removed or unknown at this point. So you need to be ready for, if not regulatory chaos, certainly regulatory change. I hope you've enjoyed this week on AI innovation for compliance. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network. Finally, this podcast contains promotional material.